Are we recording? Is it in? Oh, yep, we are in. Hello, football fans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Backups, a football podcast. Good gracious, it's been a while since I said that. I'm Ryan Cato with Hunter Thompson. We're gonna be getting into some shit today. $50 league, little draft. We're gonna be talking about a season preview and just doing some banter. We're glad to be back. Hunter, how you feeling?
Not too bad. Missing Trevor a little bit, but he's
Fair
enjoying
enough.
Colorado, so I'm a little jealous of that. But it is what it is. But we're
Is
here,
what it
and we're
is.
we're excited to be back,
Dude, how was your summer? How you feeling?
dude. My summer was weird with everything going on with COVID and everything, but
Sure.
as a COVID survivor, I'm good to go, and I'm ready for whatever 2020's got for me. What about you? How's
Yeah.
your summer, bro?
It was pretty good. I was, living down on St. Simon's Island, so doing some work down there. But really, all I wanted to be was back here with you, drafting these teams. We drafted a league winner before, didn't we? Was that
Yeah, we
the
did that
league
on
winner
the.
or
We did a league winner on the way back from Arizona, our road trip,
in the car?
when we got stopped by
That was
Border Patrol.
We did get stopped by Border Patrol. Heck of a time. We got stopped off the highway. We had to pull off. They there's a Border Patrol officer. He looked into our car. He saw us drafting a fantasy team with my bleached ass hair and you looking like you're straight out of Jasper and said, "You boys American citizens?" We said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay, have a nice day." Did not ask for any identification or anything like that. Because
But
we're
hey,
too
I mean, it's
about the whitest people, but
hey, we'll take it. It is what it is.
yeah, I mean, especially, I'm happy to not be having problems with Border Patrol any day of the week. So,
Yeah.
but we were just looking at that
I'll pull it back up.
draft projections, and I saw and I was like, we gotta start this because I want to talk about this before we even start the draft. But Clyde Edwards, who's a rookie, has never played an NFL snap in his life, um, is ranked ninth on
ESPN's mock
ESPN's
drafts
projected board. Yeah,
projected. Yeah, that blows my mind. I get that he's joining an already loaded Kansas City roster that really just needed a running back, but it doesn't make that much sense to me to be ahead of guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't get it.
What I'm confused about, like he's joining a loaded roster, a very high powered offense, but he's joining a loaded roster. You know what I'm saying? Like there you already have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce who are fantasy performers more times than not. And then you have those high power receivers in Sammy Watkins, and Miko
Miko
Hardman.
Hardman.
So it's like you gotta wonder, even with Damian Williams choosing to opt out this season because of
Mm,
COVID-19, is Clyde Edwards-Helaire gonna live up to the ninth projected player off the board, 243 projected fantasy points? Uh,
I don't think he's going to.
I,
I
I don't
think
think
they're.
so either.
I mean, maybe he can outdo Derrick Henry, who I don't expect to do well, even though he was the league leading rusher last year. I just have no faith in Derrick Henry at all.
Yeah, not to mention this is PPR. Derrick Henry, as you can see, they're on the side, not exactly the receptions leader among running backs. 26 receptions last year. So yeah, as compared to McCaffrey's 90.
So that's
um,
not last year. That's projected.
I was projected this year. Okay, what was
Yeah.
what was last year then? I feel
Uh,
like it was something close, but I feel like it's on there.
he had 16. No.
16.
Sorry.
No, no, no.
18.
18. So
18.
so exactly as compared to McCaffrey's 116. And
Jesus.
even if you look at a regular running back, I mean, like Saquon or Zeke, who are they're pretty much bell cows. I mean, they can catch the ball out the backfield, but they're not like receiving backs like Kamara and McCaffrey, 50 receptions. And then
Exactly.
for
Dalvin
Derrick
Cook,
Henry's,
who
yeah, Dalvin Cook,
53.
who's really a bell cow, 53. So I don't know. I don't trust a guy like that in PPR necessarily, but with
Not too long
Clyde
to suck
Edwards-Helaire,
drafting, then so be it.
yeah. I mean, and it just may be. Um, I do want to talk about your draft strategy going into this a little bit because, like I mentioned, this is a $50 league. So that's a $600 pod, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
12
playing
times.
against Mello from Stick to Football. It's his league.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can beat him, and maybe he'll check out this podcast. And I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. But regardless, we're going against them. I'm gonna try to go for ideally like Devonte Adams or DeAndre Hopkins in round one.
Mhm.
Don't know if that'll happen, but that's kind of what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, that'd be ideal for me. I've done quite a few mock drafts going into this season just to like keep my knowledge up, make sure I'm like paying attention. And I seem to like 7, 8, 9. I seem to like those picks the most, honestly.
Exactly, me too. Like it's in a 10 team, like the 6 through 8 range, and in a 12
Yeah.
team, the 7 through 9 is perfect.
Yeah, because like especially in snake draft, I don't like picking too close together. So like if I'm at or too far apart. So if I'm picking first, sure I'm getting McCaffrey, but then what am I getting? Like Kenny Galladay, which like no
Mhm.
shade towards Kenny Galladay. I mean, I think he could have a big year this year, but that's the kind of player I'm getting, like a wide receiver 2 essentially at 24, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So
I have nothing wrong with picking Kenny Galladay though. Like as a wide
no,
receiver too, like
I
that.
think
Like
he
that's
could,
perfect.
but but he'd be filling in as your wide receiver 1
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
like if you're picking first, you get McCaffrey, and then you have Galladay's wide receiver 1. So that's just it's just in my head. Like I feel like picking that far apart can get a little tough.
I
Uh,
hate picking that far apart.
yeah, but I think I picked 11th in our draft last year out of 12, but ended up
I think
getting
I was 12th last year.
you were 12th.
I think so. Because
What did you pick?
why else would I pick David Johnson?
Well, David Johnson, he was like farther up in the
David
ranks
Johnson
last year,
and
wasn't he?
David Johnson and Juju were my first 2 picks.
Mhm.
So I don't know where I would have picked to grab them, but
Yeah,
that was a bad draft on
that
my
was
end.
well, and I mean, David Johnson. I don't trust David Johnson in general, and I wouldn't have trusted him last year either. But Juju, like that's not a bad pick. In I mean, in retrospect, it is. But at the time before last season started, before the situation with the quarterbacks in Pittsburgh, that wasn't that big a deal. That made sense to pick him there.
Yeah, true.
So that was just unfortunate. Honestly, anybody who had Juju last year, that was just an unfortunate turn of events. But you still made the playoffs in our league, didn't you?
Um, I no, I just barely missed it
Oh
in
yeah,
that one.
it was like all those teams that were like
We were
six
all
and
like,
six or whatever, and
so we were all right around 500, and
yeah,
I lost on a point difference.
that's unfortunate.
Not
I
even
was
a
like,
not even a tiebreaker. I lost on a point difference.
Jesus, that's yeah, that's very unfortunate.
It was so disheartening.
But I remember that was the camp league, right?
Yeah, that was the camp league. Yeah.
Yeah, the championship week of that league when I had Alex Merritt, it was
Oh yeah.
it was Monday night, and he had Aaron Rodgers and Devonte Adams left, but he was down by like 52 points. And Aaron Rodgers and Devonte Adams put up like 51 points.
Oh, I
Like
remember you like
Devonte Adams
barely
had like
won that.
100 catches. It was so scary. I was like, and it was like he like lost by 3, and it was like Aaron Rodgers threw an interception, and like Devonte Adams had a fumble or something like that. It was an absurd. That was an absurdly close. Like that was so scary. Um,
Speaking of the Packers, what do you think's going to happen with them this year and Aaron Rodgers? Do we
oh,
think he's going to be a worthwhile QB again, or
I don't know, man. I like it's so interesting to me how like the Packers' only job in at least pre-draft, like what we were talking about, the Packers' only job was to get Aaron Rodgers weapons.
Mhm.
Like that's what we talked about over and over and over. Weapons, 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 weapons. and they did the exact opposite.
They
It's
drafted
what
a
like not the
second string
opposite, but
running
like
back and a
but
backup quarterback.
right. It was very confusing, and like it's cool to want to plan for the future, and they did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre.
Yeah,
But I was confused because you would think that a team that finished as highly as they did last year would want to make a Super Bowl push.
exactly. Like, especially with how unconvincing the Niners actually looked in the Super Bowl. I
Right.
think I think Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs is one of the few QBs that could actually hang with Patrick Mahomes.
I
You know,
think so too. I think so too. I think the NFC is really wide open, for that matter.
I think the NFC is really weak this year, to be honest with
I
you.
mean, yeah, and so I think it could be anybody. You look at Seattle, you look at
Mhm.
Green Bay even. I mean, but like Green Bay
Dallas is my favorite for the Super Bowl at the
for
NFC.
real. Dallas.
Like I mean honestly I don't like Dak, but they've put too much around Dak to where he can't where like if he doesn't succeed, then that's it for him. But like he has CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott, Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
Not to mention Mike McCarthy is the head coach.
not to mention
McCarthy's
the best
incredible.
line in the league. I mean,
Exactly. Like in the
the best line in the
defense,
league.
defense is above average, I think,
Yeah,
or at
I
least
agree.
middle. They've been adding pass rushers left and right
Yeah, the
with
line is
Everson
great.
Griffin, Alden Smith, and
Hmm.
it's just I don't know. Like there's no way Dallas should not make it to at least the NFC championship game.
You would think so, and I tend to agree that the coaching was the issue. Clearly, I mean, with the talent on that team, you would hope that so like it was just the coaching and something wasn't clicking right. But by God, like if Dallas doesn't succeed this year, I don't know. It's gotta be the Dak issue. Um,
It has to be, and like I hate that that's a thing.
yeah,
Is like
I
Dak
because,
is
yeah.
keep going.
I was just gonna say, yeah, because that's the only other thing it could be at this point.
It's kind of like the Browns. Like if they do bad this year, it's probably Baker.
Yeah, yeah, because of the coaching change and because of them just continuing to add weapons like Austin Hooper. Um, but I think we should watch out for New Orleans as well in the Super Bowl when it comes to the NFC. I think New Orleans has one of the more stacked rosters
As long
in
as they
the
don't have to
NFC.
play Minnesota in the
As
playoffs.
and we say that, but it has been a couple flukes. I mean, I'm no Saints fan. I'm not gonna say that they didn't choke those away because they choked the hell out of those games.
Hmm.
Um, but the more you look at that roster, it's like how much more stacked could you be? They were what, a 13-3 team last year. Um,
Yeah, I think so.
so maybe we'll see something good out of them this year. Maybe 42-year-old Drew Brees or however old he is a little bit better than last year. He's a little bit more seasoned. He can throw the ball 10 yards a little bit better, and and maybe we'll see something out of them. But we are about to get into this draft. It looks like we got like 15 seconds.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. This season's gonna be wild. With COVID and everything going on, I'm curious to see how it's going to affect a lot of different teams,
Right.
and how it's going to affect fantasy football too.
Yeah, it's true. Because I mean, like we've already seen players dropping out. Like Damian Williams is gonna affect the whole Christian McCaffrey thing. Uh, or not the Christian McCaffrey thing. Sorry,
Clyde
Clyde
Edwards-Helaire.
Edwards-Helaire. I just
Yeah.
saw Christian McCaffrey being taken. The whole Clyde Edwards-Helaire thing. So it could be big for this year's fantasy. Christian McCaffrey first off the board. I mean, that's
Oh, it's incredibly obvious.
typical.
If Saquon doesn't go right here, I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, Saquon and McCaffrey are by far the top two running backs for fantasy football, in my opinion.
I like Zeke a lot, actually. I think Saquon and Zeke are actually closer than anybody is to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's, yeah. See, there
Oh,
he goes.
speaking of which, there goes Zeke.
Zeke's off the board. Fantasy pro Ryan Cato. But but no, I do like Zeke. I don't. If I have the chance to, I normally don't pick him though because I do like Dak for this year's
Breakout
fantasy
QB.
situation. Yeah, I like him to blow up this year. I think with the, like we said, with the stuff around him,
Mhm.
it's got to be him for this year. The same four always taking the first four off the board though.
Yeah,
McCaffrey, Zeke, Saquon, Alvin Kamara.
yeah, I get
Kamara's
that.
especially good.
I don't know, man. Like my big breakout star this year, I think is gonna be Kyler Murray. The
Mm,
dude's underrated, and like adding D Hop to that lineup is insane, and I think they're just gonna get better.
yeah, I really think so too. I think you're gonna get your pick, my boy. Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
there went Devontae Adams. All right,
There
time
went
for D Hop.
Devontae Adams. So we got D Hop off the board at 8th. I think D Hop's an excellent pick, although he's getting added to a pretty stacked offense. He's the clear wide receiver one.
But Fitz
So
and Christian Kirk are by far two great possession receivers.
yeah, great possession receivers. So you do have to worry about, are they going to vulture receptions from him? Um, but I don't know. I think D Hop is going to be really explosive this year. You also do have to worry about the Kenyon Drake situation in Arizona, because like I said, it's a team full of
Mhm.
weapons.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's
I
very
think.
similar to what Dallas is doing.
hmm hmm I am interested to see the Cardinals this year. See how they end up when it comes to that division in the NFC West. Because that's a pretty stacked division. You got the reigning Super Bowl runner-ups, the San Francisco 49ers, who I think are going to regress, but are still a really good team. I mean, that defense
So
is
they're
very
so
strong.
they're still a 10-11 win team, I think,
Yeah,
regardless of what happens.
and then you've got Seattle, who I always think Seattle's going to be excellent, but you've got pretty much the same team in Seattle, and you're going to
Russell
add
Wilson
Jamal
is
Adams.
Russell Wilson wills them to victory.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is an excellent quarterback, a great leader too. And then the Rams are always a sleeper. I feel like the Rams can go 8-8 at any time,
I thought
which
the
like
Rams could go anywhere from like 4-12 to this year to like 10-6.
yeah, it's very strange. Another person I'm thinking about that we might see break out is one of those Rams receivers. I'm thinking Robert Woods is going to be big this year
Really? Over Cooper Cup?
over Cooper Cup. I don't know. I love the Cooper Cup type receiver. And I've picked him before. I've put him
Mm-hmm.
on my team before, but I think Robert Woods could have a breakout year. Like that's always been an issue, or not always, but over the past couple of years, it's been an issue. There goes Clyde. Good gracious.
Dear Lord.
Pick 12. I mean, it was not that.
I mean, it's still first
Kenyon
round
Drake
for.
before him though. Wow, Kenyon Drake went.
I was going to try to grab Kenyon Drake this pick, but
I like Kenyon Drake.
I think I might try to go Austin Eckler here. Eckler, whatever.
Depends who's on the board. Would you pick? You would pick Austin Eckler over Aaron Jones?
I think Aaron Jones is about to, like last year, Aaron Jones had a lot of rushing touchdowns, and I think those are going to get poached by A.J. Dillon this year.
Yeah, let's.
And so you
Can I
see that picture of
see?
that man's thighs?
Oh yeah. He looked like a superhero. I was like, oh my gosh, he's huge. Uh,
So last year,
I
like if you're looking at Aaron Jones' numbers, he only had 904 yards, but he had 10 rushing touchdowns.
yeah. What about receptions though?
Or wait, sorry, that's
That's
projected.
projected. I was about to say.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
never mind. Aaron Jones
Well,
just got picked.
but that matter because he's not on the board.
All right.
You've got Chubbard Eckler here.
Part of me kind of wants to grab Josh Jacobs. Not even gonna lie.
Really,
Uh,
I do like Jacobs. He's
either-
a pretty hard nosed rusher. You know how I feel about tight ends. But I know that that's not your strategy.
I say I like my receivers, and
You do like the receivers.
I'm gonna grab Eckler here to make sure I have a good back.
I was about to say I think.
Well,
Eckler's
actually, Eckler has injury concerns. I'm gonna grab Jacobs.
All right. I think I would have probably gone on Eckler there, but I understand you going Jacobs. I think like Nick Chubb, Eckler, Jacobs. I don't really think Joe Mixon is up there with the three of them.
I don't get the Joe Mixon hype. I really don't.
Because there he just went before Nick Chubb.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and before Eckler.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. Also, what's with Mike Evans being so far down? We're a little low on Mike Evans here.
Well, I
Well, high
mean,
on.
a lot of people consider him to be the second receiver on the team, like behind Godwin.
I just think that it's going to be such a high powered offense. Though I mean, they're both. I think they're going to be. It's going to be 1-1. Like they're going to be right up on each other.
I'm really interested to see how Tampa's offense looks this year.
Mhm.
With Brady, Gronk, Godwin, and Evans, and then Tyler Johnson in the slot. I think it's going to be a really interesting looking offense.
Well, and you got Ronald Jones and who's the back they picked? Darrington Evans, right?
Darrington, yeah, that
wait,
sounds right.
no, wait. That was Tennessee.
Or is
That
it?
was Tennessee.
It's Keyshawn Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn.
I didn't love Keyshawn Vaughn, but
I like Darrington Evans.
Can't love everybody. I do love Darrington Evans. That's probably what I was thinking about him. I love Darrington Evans. You know how I feel about my FCS boys. Or, well, he's small conference. He's not even FCS, but...
You know my love for Josh Kelly out of UCLA last year?
Mm-hmm. He's a Charger, right?
Yeah, he's a Charger now.
Yeah. Damn. All right. I feel like you have to go Evans here, right? This guy? Because you got... It's like Galladay.
I said at this point, like I feel like this guy has to go Evans. Personally, I'm looking for the George Kittle... Well, I mean, at least in terms of this board, I'm looking between Allen Robinson and like Amari Cooper. Like if I can land one of those 4 or 5 guys.
You're pretty far down. Still got a few picks going down.
Yeah.
You might be the first. How do you feel about quarterbacks in the 3rd round?
I have nothing wrong with that. I drafted Peyton Manning one time in the first.
In the first?
I picked 10th.
And you were like 12 years old?
No, it was actually right before his MVP season when he threw 51 touchdowns. So,
Hunter Thompson fantasy extraordinaire.
It was just one of those lucky moments.
Claps for heaven. Claps. Wow, Mike Evans just went off the board.
Okay.
Behind Allen Robinson.
George Kittle already. Wow. Okay.
George Kittle went before Mike Evans too. You might just be picking a
I might be grabbing Lamar
or tier 2 tight end. I mean, yeah, Lamar. I'd pick Patty over Lamar any day.
I think I'm gonna pick Patty over Lamar because they really did not do much this offseason to add more weapons for Lamar.
No, I mean it's going to be the Lamar show. I think he could win a rushing title. I think.
I would not put it past him. Yeah.
If they wanted him to, I think he could. But what makes me the most nervous is the Tennessee defense, which like I'm not gonna shit on the Tennessee defense. I think it's good enough. It's clearly good enough to get to the playoffs, but they shut him down in that Tennessee-Baltimore playoff game. I mean, they just put 8 in the box every single time, and he couldn't go anywhere.
I mean, he has no weapons on the outside. His number 1 receiver is Marquise Brown.
Yeah, and his number 1 receiver is pretty much Mark Andrews, but Marquise Brown is like a true receiver. It's probably him. Was that Pat?
Ooh,
damn.
Pat Mahomes just went.
Wow, that means we're about to see a run on.
I think we're about to see a run on some. Although that's actually not bad for me, considering I can wait on quarterbacks, and that leaves me with some good tier 2 receivers. And they just went Lamar. That leaves me some tier 2 receivers and backs still on the board.
How do you feel about Thielen this year?
I think Thielen's going to put up good fantasy numbers and be a good receiver, but I think in terms of the Vikings as a whole are not going to be that great.
Yeah, I don't see the Vikings being amazing. I don't know. The NFC North is kind of weird. I don't think the Bears are anything special. The Lions. The Lions are the Lions. But it's just like I didn't feel like Green Bay or Minnesota super improved. Minnesota did add. Well, they're stealing right there. If you wanted him, so you're gonna make the same mistake. You're gonna do Juju.
Yeah, I was actually thinking Juju with a healthy Big Ben.
I mean, Amari Cooper is there too.
But I know if I don't grab a running back here, though, I know there's a big drop off in running back talent.
I don't like anybody up there. I don't trust.
I'm thinking Le'Veon.
Le'Veon's not a bad pick
because I need the running back insurance because I don't really have. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Le'Veon here. Le'Veon. I think he's gonna be Sam Darnold's go-to guy this year because there's nothing there on that receiving core.
I saw you were talking with Ethan about that earlier on Twitter. It's like Perryman, Jamison Crowder,
Denzel Mims.
Denzel Mims kind of nice though.
No, he's not bad. But if your number one receiver is a 2nd round pick rookie, is that really a good move?
I agree.
In a division with Stephon Gilmore, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard,
with the best cornerbacks, Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
Like
And
like there's
you got Josh Norman. But no, but there's some good safeties in the AFC East too. I honestly think, and this is like I'm not even like I'm biased obviously, but I'm not even like capping on this. I think the Bills might have the two best safeties. Like not like the top safeties, but like together.
oh
I think
the
the
best
Bills,
tandem.
yeah, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde
So
are that's
Micah Hyde's always been a low and underrated corner. I mean
yeah,
safety, not
safety.
corner.
And Poyer's slept on too. I mean that defense is strong. I really think that they have something in Buffalo, but it's
Yeah.
just a matter of Josh Allen coming into his own. Hopefully he doesn't crash and burn this year.
I feel like Josh Allen will either be like a top 10 quarterback this year or like a bottom 5 quarterback this year
Yeah,
with
and I'm
nowhere
really
in the
scared.
middle.
I'm really scared this is gonna be a bottom five. But he's like mobile for a big guy, and
Mhm.
that's what's
He
cool in the
he
NFL
has
right now.
Cam Newton's body and athleticism
Yeah, it's which is dope.
with
I love that.
Mahomes' arm strength,
Yeah, he can throw 80 yards. So,
but he has no control over it.
which is true, but hopefully Stephon Diggs will just be getting an open field, and we'll see what we can get there.
Ooh,
You got this pick coming up,
I'm liking Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Robert Woods still on the board. I'm telling you, Robert Woods is a move.
Uh,
But Keenan Allen, you can trust Keenan Allen, but that's a rookie quarterback with a sorry line. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm all I'm
Quarterback
saying
with
is Keenan Allen has always put up good fantasy numbers and is a very good receiver.
that's
I
fair, but he's had that same quarterback this whole time, and now
Yeah,
he's
he
got
has
Justin
Philip
Herbert.
Rivers who his
Philip Rivers
arm's
is
been
fine,
his arm's been dead for like the past 4 years.
dog. He's fine, but Philip Rivers is seasoned. That's the thing. Your arm can run out.
Tyrod Taylor
Look
seasoned.
look at yeah, but okay, Tyrod Taylor. All right, don't talk shit about Tyrod Taylor. First and foremost, okay? You know how I feel about T Daddy, okay? But but I don't think I like they're gonna put in Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert's gonna be running for his life. He's gonna be so scared because that line doesn't have
Exactly.
shit.
And you know who he's gonna have open? Keenan Allen.
He's not gonna be able to hit Keenan Allen because he's gonna be getting hit by the entire AFC West. I mean, like
I think the Chargers are a very real candidate for the first overall pick this year. As much as I hate to admit it.
yeah, which you know, I didn't like Herbert when they picked him. I haven't liked Herbert since we started doing this podcast.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, and they picked him 6. I was so pissed. I was like, "What the hell, guys? I told you I didn't like Herbert. Like, why didn't you listen to me?"
Because they listen to our small podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I've I was talking with the Chargers executive about, but for real, like, I was like, "What the hell?" I didn't think he deserved to go that high, but it made sense. It made sense. Uh, but I don't know, man.
I think he would have been my QB1 if he came out the year before. I was not high on Kyler. Haskins, I had question marks about, so I think Herbert would have been my QB1 that year. But then he waited till last year when he was
Over
my
Kyler.
QB. I was not high on Kyler. I also thought he was going to play baseball.
Mm.
So
That's fair. I guess I mean Kyler still though, he's like fits the mold of this new quarterback that everybody's loving.
yeah,
And Justin Herbert, I mean Justin Herbert's mobile too. I liked what I saw in his bowl game
he yeah
against Wisconsin.
he looked good in that game, and he also looked good in the Auburn game.
And yeah, I agree. And a lot of people's main concern about him was like the leadership thing, which I think is bullshit. Like I think you can have quiet leadership. I don't think you need to.
I hate that trait. Like, oh, he's not an outspoken. I
Yeah,
hate that knock on
I think
people.
that's bullshit. But I don't know. I think the Chargers should have traded up for Tua. I think that's really what it came down to. I mean, it was the Miami smokescreen, like, oh, we're gonna pick Herbert, whatever.
Yeah.
I knew that was BS, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm just nervous about the Chargers this year. I think they're gonna finish last in the AFC West.
Oh, they're definitely. Well,
I think
them and the
they could
Raiders
be a 3 or 4 win team, realistically.
the thing is, their defense is very solid, especially with one of the what might be considered the best pass rushing duo in the NFL, and Melvin
Yeah,
Ingram and Joey Bosa.
defense is solid. is solid, but I don't know. I just don't trust that offense in Justin Herbert's hands, and I don't trust Justin Herbert in the hands of that line.
That's
Um,
fair.
your pick's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna do it tight end, my boy. Look at the tight ends real quick,
I was gonna flip over to them.
there's nothing.
Oof. Yeah, there's
You got
nothing there.
now you're gonna have to wait again. That's so unfortunate.
Well, I
You
mean,
can
I
just
have
wait till
nothing. There's
uh,
this tier of tight ends like right through here between like the Gronk and the Austin Hooper
you know,
range, who are all
yeah,
very, very solid starters.
yeah. Let's look at the flexes, but yeah, I wouldn't complain about Noah Fant. I think Noah Fant could be
No,
nice.
no, no. I think I'm gonna
Um,
grab a receiver here.
I had
I wanted
Chark
Terry
last year.
McLaurin.
Chark was something. Um,
I said Shark and Gardner Minshew have a good repertoire going.
yeah, and Chark. I mean, and even if we see who is it, who's their backup?
Um, is it Chad Henne still?
Hell if I know. But yeah, I think a receiver would be good here. Chark might be kind of the move.
Shark or AJ?
I'd go Chark. I don't trust
Uh,
AJ Green.
There we go.
I don't trust AJ Green just because no, I say just, but that's not true. Because of the injury concerns, but also, you can never be too careful with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, true.
I think Joe could actually be something.
I think Joe Burrow has all the traits you need in franchise quarterback. Problem is he's in Cincinnati.
Correct, but like Cincinnati, maybe Cincinnati's back. Maybe we're coming back with a roar, But I don't know. I definitely can't trust him my first year.
I don't know. I don't think there's any way Cincinnati will be anywhere good the next couple of years with how loaded the AFC North is right now.
I agree. I mean, with Big Ben soon to retire, though.
That's fair. But
the defense is still tough. Like, yeah.
But you also have the emergence of Lamar Jackson. So
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the Ravens
now it's Baltimore's division.
Level. The Ravens are on a different level, but you got the Browns, who clearly, I mean, hopefully, for their sake, hopefully they succeed this year, for Baker's sake at least. But otherwise, they've been unamusing. And then the Steelers were trash last year without Big Ben, but
well, they still won what 8 games last year without Big Ben, and they had
and that's all the defense. I think
they had a top 3 defense though.
That defense was incredible, and like so that's you just got to be careful with Joe Burrow. I think they're still going to pick top 5.
Dak Prescott just got picked.
Uh-oh.
He went before Deshaun,
I think
Kyler and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, because that guy knows. Who is that guy? Team Baylor Kohler, Kohler. He knows. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he picked Kareem Hunt the pick before, though. Does he really know?
Well, I don't know. Anyways,
okay. Can we talk about Russell Wilson for a minute? This man.
I would love to talk about Russell Wilson. I would love to talk about Russell Wilson.
This man is going to be in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, no doubt, right? But he's never ever going to be considered the best quarterback in the league, ever.
Yeah. It's pretty insane. He's just, I don't know. I think he's electric on the team. I think he's been a good quarterback pretty much since he came in the league, but I think he's a good leader too. I think that's part of it. He literally, like you said, he wills that Seattle team to win. Like Seattle's there you go. You still got Deshaun and Russ up there.
I think I'm gonna grab Russ.
Yeah, I mean,
like Deshaun's more electric on the ground, but I think Russ is just he'll have less turnovers and just.
I think Russ is the correct decision, especially considering Deshaun just lost his only receiver.
Exactly, and then
his
emergence of DK Metcalf.
His top receiver, Deshaun's top receiver right now, Will Fuller the fifth. So
when he's on the field,
so it really I cannot trust Deshaun. Unfortunately, this year, even though he was a favorite for me last year, I had him in both my leagues.
Trevor will throw hands for our Deshaun slander, but it's okay.
I'm sure Trevor's a Trevor loves riding Houston.
I don't get it. I don't know his love of Houston, but
I don't get it either. What about the AFC South? Speaking of Houston, I think that's a very wide open division.
I think that's the Colts division for the taking.
I think the Colts could do it. They did just add DeForest Buckner from the 49ers, traded away their first-round pick. But they also added Phillip Rivers as their quarterback. Now, do you think Phillip Rivers is going to be on the field the entire year?
No, definitely not. I think at some point he will get hurt, or whether his play will deteriorate or whatever, and we'll see Jacoby Brissett.
I agree.
However, I don't think that's such a big issue or a big talent switch between the two. I just think the division got incredibly weak, and the Colts are one of the only teams that got better.
I agree.
I think Jacksonville is a number one candidate choice for the first overall pick.
Really?
I think everyone's going to figure out the Titans because, well, it's literally just hand the ball to Derrick Henry. That's their offense. And then the Texans pulled the Texans move and got rid of D-Hop.
Sure. I tend to agree. I think that Jacoby Brissett is a person that I would love to have as my backup quarterback.
Yes.
If
like Tyrod Taylor.
Exactly. If somebody's going to be my backup quarterback, I would love Jacoby Brissett. I would love Tyrod Taylor. I don't want him starting for my team. I don't want that to be my franchise quarterback. But if he has to, I think he's going to do a good job. I'm not nervous about that. And we saw that last year.
If my quarterback went down early in the season and missed 8-9 games and Brissett or Tyrod steps in, I would not be too upset.
Yeah, I agree.
Or Mariota. Mariota is in that same tier.
Mariota, there you go. That's another quarterback that, and his main concern is the injury thing, which has kind of plagued him since he came in the NFL, and led to him sitting behind Tannehill. Tannehill is a perfectly average quarterback. I think he's no better or no worse than the middle of the road.
Him and Andy Dalton
he does the
are
job.
The same tier.
Say it again.
Him and Andy Dalton are about the same tier of quarterback, in my opinion.
Andy Dalton. Yeah, it's hard to say because Andy Dalton never had a chance. He was playing in Cincinnati,
That's fair.
But I think he does a perfectly fine job. I think AJ Brown could be an even bigger part of that offense this year, though.
That's true. AJ Brown's incredible, and that's also Trevor's boy.
Yes,
just because AJ Brown carried him. It's only because of fantasy last year.
Sure.
But I don't know. I think it's either the Colts or Titans winning the division. And I'm sure we'll probably catch some flack for not picking the Titans, or at least I will. But I think it's gonna be the Colts.
I don't know. I think I agree. I think the winner of that division might be 9-7.
Yeah,
honestly,
I can agree with that. Yeah,
it's like even with the Texans. Ooh,
it's your boy
on the board. Okay,
I'm grabbing your boy.
Oh, you're gonna pick him?
I'm gonna pick him. Boy.
I was about to argue with you, but you're gonna just go pick him. That's all right.
No, dude, I need running back depth. I can't draft a running back to save my life.
Yeah,
and so.
I love Tariq Cohen 2 years ago. 2018, I had Tariq Cohen when he had that or 2017 rather. I had Tariq Cohen when he had that breakout. And it was excellent. I think Tariq Cohen really could pop this year, especially in PPR. He's great for receptions. David Montgomery, not doing too much in terms of that for the Bears. But he has Trubisky throwing to him, so
or Nick Foles.
Or Nick Foles. I forgot about that. That's
so
another guy.
Whichever one can win.
He'll do the job. Nick Foles. Yeah, that could work. But Tariq Cohen add a little bit of running back depth. I think that's the flex RB3 is a perfect place for Tariq Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, especially in a 12-team league. I mean, for that to be your first bench player, I think you're on a good little. This team kind of nice. I'm not too mad about it.
So far, it's okay. I haven't really been paying much attention to what other teams are picking other people, but Tom Brady already went.
Okay, well that doesn't seem right.
That especially looking. Well,
I mean it's.
It's
just perfectly average QB2s back there, but
I think that's a bit of a high spot for Brady, but.
Ruggs just went. After this pick, let's look at some other teams. I think it's pretty likely you go receiver next. So
I'm definitely going receiver.
It'll probably just be BPA, unless you might. I mean, you still have a tight end spot. I don't know.
I'm gonna take a look at the tight ends and see
Yeah,
what's.
we should just look at it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because at that point you might, it's like if you're gonna pick
Part of me is
Gronk
thinking of grabbing Gronk just because I know he's going to get a stupid amount of receptions from Brady.
that's fair. I think if you're gonna grab Gronk or Hunter Henry, you might as well just wait until your next pick to pick like Fant or Hayden Hurst or somebody like that.
That's fair.
Like because it's about the same, and you can pick like a
So then
tier
grab a
3 wide receiver. Yeah, like a flex receiver.
Ooh, might try to grab Jamison Crowder if he doesn't get grabbed.
Crowder would be nice. After we make this pick, I want to see some of these other teams because
we'll flip over to see our boy Mello.
Oh yeah, true. I honestly I think you got something really good going here. I mean, running back depth obviously is like we talked about is the thing here. But
especially in a 12 team.
Yeah, especially in a 12 team, like that's tough, especially with you picking 8. But Josh Jacobs going being your 1 isn't terrible. Do you think you're gonna go Crowder?
I think I'm gonna grab Crowder here.
I think that's the best idea. I think that is an excellent idea.
Let's flip over and we'll take a look at. We'll do Crimea Rivers. Who got McCaffrey?
No, that's a no for me. I don't like it.
McCaffrey.
Connor's his flex. Will Fuller is his wide receiver 2.
That's a lot.
No quarterback. I don't like that.
That's a very boomer bust pick team for me. Like
boomer bust pick, but he picked first.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Is like, how can you pick a really strong team if you're going to pick like that far apart?
Mm-hmm.
At 1-24.
I just feel like it's too hard to like kind of get into a rhythm of picking.
Yeah, I agree. Then
we'll do Big Country. We got Mahomes. Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that David Johnson? That's David Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was and Duke Johnson. No, that's Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson, the Steeler.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like Deontay Johnson.
So I don't love this team. I don't like David Johnson. But Pat Mahomes, I do like Tyler Lockett.
Debo and Kittle.
You know how I feel about tight ends. I'm a big guy, big proponent of picking a tight end 1. I love Kelsey and Kittle. I think they're absolutely electric. A defense already went. Can we look at that real quick?
Wait, the Bill? Oh, that was picked by Mello. Hold on, that's Mello. Let's go look at Mary Swanson.
Wait a minute.
This is Mello. Mello, what are you doing?
Okay, so to be fair, so I don't understand why the Bills D is going that early. It doesn't make any sense. But if he thinks that it's going to be like a 2018 Patriots D, then maybe, or 2019 Patriots D.
I don't know. I'm not liking Mello's team at all.
I don't like it at all. Chris Carson going as his RB1. I don't like that. Melvin Gordon isn't a terrible pick, but he is going to be splitting with Philip Lindsay. Thomas and Diggs are good picks. Kelsey's a good pick. Swift is a good pick. I mean, I don't know. I don't love Tom Brady as the quarterback. The running backs are weak and nobody on the bench right now. And he picked the defense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a proponent of picking a defense earlier, but not round 9.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. You still got a long way to go, but like that's I love picking the Bills D. I think the Bills D is amazing. Of course, like I said, a little biased, but still, I mean, they've led me through some times,
Mm-hmm.
Zach Moss. Hello.
I don't think Zach Moss.
Don't pick Zach Moss.
He's not going to do anything this year behind Singletary.
I don't think so either.
I loved Moss's game. I loved Moss's game, but
I loved his. There's another fucking defense. Holy cow, y'all! What is happening? Oh gosh, we're doing a run on defenses. Is that what we're doing?
I'm gonna sit this run out and enjoy.
Yeah, please do. Just pick a defense by week. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, like defense is like the least of your worries.
Defense by week is not a big deal.
No, it's really not.
That's what I normally do unless I get like a top tier defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like last year I had the Patriots defense in most leagues.
Yes. Amen.
We'll flip back over to the Cowboys.
No quarterback.
With Joe Mixon and Ronald Jones.
No.
Oh.
I do like Zach Ertz, but I am afraid. I'm afraid of Goddard though. Goddard was looking real good.
I think they're just going to run a lot of 2 tight ends this year since their lack of receiver is so apparent over in Philly.
It really is. I mean,
like, how do you pick Jalen Reagor? in the first round when
I wish I knew. I mean, oh, there's Gronk.
do I want to grab tight end here? Do I want to grab Gronk? I think I'm gonna grab Gronk.
If he's still on there, I mean,
I think I'm gonna grab Gronk.
I think he's going to be a reception whore. I
It's
like
either,
that.
it's either gonna be Gronk or Hunter Henry.
I think the move is Gronk. You know how I feel about the Chargers, and you already have Keenan Allen.
Yeah, true.
I think because Tom Brady and Gronk already have that connection.
So they have the repertoire built in already, and Gronk will be the underneath whore. Like
Yeah,
absolutely. Tyler Johnson, people were talking about him being a potential rookie breakout guy or like a sleeper or whatever. I think he'll put up solid numbers for whatever pick he was, but he's still going to be like their fifth option.
I agree. I don't think he's going to be the short range guy. I think that's going to be Gronk. Tyler Johnson, I think you're going to see a lot of like bubble screens and stuff like that from him.
I forgot. What if they do a lot of two tight ends this year with OJ Howard?
I don't know if OJ Howard
I forgot about OJ Howard.
But Bruce Arians doesn't love scheming in tight ends anyway.
He hates his tight ends.
Yeah, so I think the only reason that we'll have tight ends on the field is because Gronk and Tom have that. I think OJ Howard's going to see nearly nothing. Antonio Gibson just went off the board. I want to say something about that though, because I love Antonio Gibson this year.
Yeah, I think Antonio Gibson with the not loss of Darius Guice. I don't even know how to. I don't even know what to say about Darius.
Guys went to jail, so
yeah.
So Antonio Gibson's kind of the guy.
So it's gonna be between him and Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson, I think, will never die, or just ever like. I just don't think he'll ever stop running.
It's gonna be something. Antonio Gibson, I just loved his film. He was essentially a running back / wide receiver at Memphis. Mm-hmm. He's so quick on his feet. And I think like the amount of receptions he caught, he is a 1-year production guy, but the amount of receptions he caught in that last year is going to make him something on this Washington team. Yeah. So, hopefully, but Alex Smith is back for that Washington team, isn't he?
Yeah, Alex Smith.
I saw your tweet about him.
He needs to never take a snap of professional football ever again.
I saw that, but he loves the game.
I don't care. He hasn't played in 2 games. Did you see his leg?
I saw it. No, I saw it. But
he's walking around the house in a full leg sleeve.
I'm just saying. Okay, wait. You're up. Let's make this pick real quick.
I'm thinking McCole Hardman or Emmanuel Sanders. Because Sanders is opposite of Michael Thomas.
I was about to say I like Emmanuel Sanders here. Mecole Hardman's gonna get the numbers. I do like Emmanuel Sanders though as that second option.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're pretty equal though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Sanders. If you are listening to our podcast for any reason before you do your fantasy draft, avoid John Brown like the plague. With Stephon Diggs there now, he is probably the third target there.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Like John Brown was something last year, but he's just that type of receiver that Josh Allen's always going to overthrow, and that was the case last year. I think Cole Beasley is going to get us the same number of receptions this year. I think Josh Allen loves Cole Beasley, and so Stephon Diggs is going to be that top guy, and John Brown is going to miss out on something this year. So I agree. Avoid.
But by no means are we saying John Brown is a bad receiver. I like John
absolutely
Brown.
Not.
I think he's an incredible deep threat player.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with what they're trying to build over there in Buffalo, I think he's just going to lose out reps to Stephon Diggs, which makes perfect sense.
I agree. Oh, goodness gracious. So we're about to go into round 11. How many more bench spots?
4.
4, and then defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab another running back while we're here. Just because I need to have a fourth, because right now Tariq Cohen's my only running back depth.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the options here.
Honestly, Adrian Peterson,
that's
and Sony Michel maybe.
Yeah, Sony Michel. It's just Sony Michel and James White in New England, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a nice Sony Michel. I think he's a bench player. I think like he might not ever see a start. You might drop him and pick up a guy who's starting to
Oh yeah,
pop at the beginning of the season.
but the thing is like Sony Michel is just a guy to have on the bench in case of like a break glass in case of emergency type thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I'm gonna shoot for AP though, just because like last season he did. What was it last year? Oh, well, that's weird. Last season he ran for 900 yards.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there's going to be a regression.
I think so too, but
I think they're probably going to be pretty equal.
I think regardless of which one I draft, it's going to be the minute someone starts popping off in the early season, they get dropped.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's essentially the bottom of the bench normally anyway. Or if you get lucky, you have somebody who pops off and you've got them already.
Ooh, actually, Duke Johnson is tempting in case David Johnson struggles because Duke Johnson was already on this roster last season.
Yeah, I don't trust Duke Johnson behind that line. I stay away from
I like him better than David Johnson.
Well, sure, but do you like him better than Adrian Peterson?
I don't know. The Duke Johnson thing might just be me playing myself.
I think you're thinking too much about it. Yeah, I think Adrian Peterson or Sony Michel really is the move here.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's just like your second running back depth, so I wouldn't worry too much.
It's not really a huge issue.
Yeah. Let's see who's going off the board. Stafford just went off.
That's not a bad spot for Stafford. What are your thoughts on Stafford and just the Detroit Lions roster
in general?
Yeah, just kind of Detroit.
I've always liked Stafford. I think he's maybe I just think he's a good guy. I don't know, but which doesn't make him a good football player. But like, to hell with it. I mean, like, I think Stafford's a perfectly fine quarterback. And he throws for a hell of a lot of yards. It's just that team is like pretty neutered around him. Your pick.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be AP.
Yeah, I think that's the right place to go. That team's pretty neutered around him. I mean, he's got pretty much nothing going on.
He's got Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay, both of which are good receivers, but neither one's great.
They're good, yeah, but they're not super special. I mean, he had one of the best receivers probably ever playing for him for a bit, which was very nice.
Well, that was also before he really broke out, and Calvin Johnson just retired early.
It was just honestly an issue of timing. But that team has done pretty much nothing for Stafford. I think that I don't know. I think he really could have had almost like a Big Ben type career in a different location.
Yeah, I think so too.
Speaking of, there he is right on the board, but I really think he could have. I think Stafford is never going to get the respect he gets, or the respect he deserves. I mean,
I get that. Stafford to me is one of the most overrated and underrated quarterbacks of the era.
Speak to that.
Do what now?
What do you mean by that? Speak to that.
So like the thing is, there will be seasons where like every year Stafford is predicted to be the big breakout star of the year. So like in that sense, I guess he's overrated because everyone's like waiting for Stafford to do so much more.
Yeah.
But he's always a 5,000-yard passer.
Yeah.
25 to 30 touchdowns a year type guy. Like he's always putting up the numbers. It's just kind of like in the same sense as Phillip Rivers was.
The team just doesn't win.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that, a lot of stock goes into your team being a winning team when you're a quarterback, because people put so much pressure on quarterbacks to be that for their teams. And Stafford, you can't be everything.
Oh, there went Baltimore. Oh God. Okay, never mind. I was sitting on Baltimore.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're going. I was about to say you're on quarterback.
I was going to look quarterback. I was just going to see what's around. I have Keenan Allen.
Can't be mad at that. Brashad Perryman. I don't think you can be mad at.
I already have Jameson Crowder though.
Oh, that's true. You already have him on your.
I think I might grab Noah Fant.
Yeah, I mean a T2
because I can play him in the flex, and if
you can play him in the flex if that's a thing, or if one of them starts to pop off, how thirsty these like 12-team leagues are for tight ends.
Exactly.
You can trade that bitch away. I mean, that's
Dude,
same thing with Ebron, who just went. I think Ebron is a great late pick because you pick an early tight end, and if you want Ebron, you trade him away. Somebody just went kicker in the 12th round.
That was
Mello again. What the hell, man? Holy cow.
Melo, I'm going to tag you in this podcast when it comes out because we need to know why.
Confused. He went Zach Moss. I'm kind of confused on what's happening.
I like the Justin Jefferson pick and I like the Mike Gesicki pick, but
I'm confused about Zach Moss. I'm confused about Chris Carson as your RB1. I'm confused about going Bills D and kicker so early.
I can get behind the kicker thing because in the Chiefs offense, it's going to be an incredible, like they're going to put up points.
Yeah, he's going to have probably on average 1 or 2 more points than any other kicker though.
And the thing is, I think there's a very real chance that Harrison Butker might be able to score more points a game than Melvin Gordon and Chris Carson.
It's fair. I just don't understand. I don't get, and he's got Brady as his quarterback. I mean, that's a hell of an analyst, but I'm just confused.
I don't even know if it's a hell of an analyst. I think he's a good guy with interesting takes. Mello, if you listen, I love you.
All right, we got.
I think I'm like QB now, yeah, as a backup behind Russell Wilson. So without a week 6 bye. Do I consider the Baker Mayfield train?
I think you should go Goff.
I'm honestly torn. Goff screwed me last year though.
Sure. I mean that's a division of tough defenses.
Ooh, what about our boy Drew Lock right here?
You could go him later.
I could go him later. Yeah.
You got plenty of time to pick him. You could pick I could pick another running back or wide receiver and then pick Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
these running backs are bad.
Yep, I don't like any of that. Darrington Evans.
Although AJ Dillon could be
something.
He could be a goal line poacher.
He could start. I mean, he could be that. Remember was it 2 years ago where Ito Smith had like 8 touchdowns and he kept stealing them from Tevin Coleman? Because I remember.
Oh yeah. Where like how Mike Tolbert used to be back in the day.
Exactly. AJ Dillon could be a move there. I mean, like I said, with stuff this low, you're not going to see much.
At this point, I'm just kind of taking flyers in a 12 team, and hoping guys pop off.
Exactly. You can just pick rookies and say, hey, maybe this will be something. Darrington Evans might not even be that bad of a pick either. I know I expressed my love for him earlier. I am biased, but he might be a nice little change of pace back behind Derrick Henry.
That's true. I was torn between the two of them.
I think either way you go.
Well, the thing is, there's another issue right here with Jerick McKinnon, though, in that Niners roster. Like, the Niners backs, there's like a different one starting every week.
Yeah, who knows where it's going to be. That's running back by committee in San Francisco.
And he there went Justin Tucker.
Huh. That's very confusing to me.
Okay, I'm going to take a look. There seems to be a run on kickers starting. And
don't get sucked in.
I'm not. I'm just curious to see what was that. I might go defense here.
Yeah. I mean, you could. Do you think Drew Lock will go?
I could grab I think Drew Lock will still be here. I think I might grab the Bears defense.
Bears D.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots had too much turnover with all the opt-outs.
Yeah, I don't trust the Pats D.
Like their front seven got screwed with the opt-outs.
I think honestly, any of those next 3 could be something.
The Colts D is interesting to me, but their secondary is so stupidly weak. Xavier Rhodes is their cornerback 1 right now.
Oh hell no, no. Yeah, Broncos D has a strong pass rush, as does the Bears D. They could both really be something.
But then at that point, it comes down to which division do you want to go against more, NFC North or AFC West?
And it's the NFC North. It's the NFC North. You don't want to go against AFC West. Actually, I mean, who's
no? You do not want to
get the Chiefs. You got the Chiefs, but then
you have to play the Chiefs twice a year.
That's only 2. That's only 2 times. You got to play the Chiefs twice, but then you got to play the Chargers and the Raiders.
That's fair. And then screw it, Broncos. It is
because the Bears you got to play the Packers and the Vikings, which I'm not saying the Vikings are going to be great, but like, I mean, at this point, it's just defense is just defense. Like,
yeah.
You can always just pick one up every single week. That's people do that.
Exactly. That's what happens.
So you got 2 more picks. You got You gonna pick Drew Lock and then
I got
a
I,
buy on a
I,
flex?
I have 2 more or 3 more. I have
Yeah.
a kicker,
Oh, 3 more. You got a kicker too. You got a kicker too.
and 2 more bench slots, which hopefully one's gonna be a quarterback.
Yeah. I would
Also,
love to see
okay, I don't get
Minshew.
the love for Gardner Minshew. I
Me
really
neither.
don't.
Me neither. I really don't think he's special.
I think he's on that same tier with like Andy Dalton, Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I think he's a perfectly fine backup, but I wouldn't want him starting for my team every week.
Yeah.
I know soon we're planning to do a ranking the quarterbacks, like tiering the quarterbacks with our boy Ethan. Hopefully we'll be able to record that soon, getting into the season. But
hopefully we can get that when Trevor gets back.
yeah, but yeah, I think he sits in there as like a fine backup. Like I wouldn't want him captaining my team. But
exactly, he's a bridge QB.
Yeah, I agree. But he was perfectly fine last year. He wasn't great, but he
he's
was
just
fine.
a cult hero is all it is. He's a cult
that's
following.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. I think he's fun. But
I think he's very fun off the field. I don't think he's fun to watch though either.
I don't really think he's fun to watch either. Several quarterbacks I would want before him for sure. You're thinking
especially available right now. I might even take Derek Carr before I take Gardner Minshew.
That's bold.
I don't like Gardner Minshew's game.
Clearly. What do we got in terms of flexes? Yeah, I was about to say.
A lot of tight ends.
T. Higgins? Wait.
I kind of like
I'm just playing.
I
mean, wait. JK and Les. If you're serious, I'm serious. But you know how I feel about T. Higgins.
T. Higgins or Darrington Evans.
Go Evans because
I need more. No, I need the running back depth. Yeah.
You need as much depth. I mean, you've got Peterson but those are Peterson's pretty boomer bust. I think. Go Evans.
That's true. Go Evans. I already have enough receivers.
Yeah.
With Jameson Crowder and Emmanuel Sanders.
And plus your flex is a receiver.
Yeah, exactly. I have enough receiver depth.
We're good on receivers, and then you can go Drew Lock and a kicker, and that's a full team. You know what I'm saying? Or some sort of quarterback. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we're about to hopefully grab Greg the Leg Zerline out here.
Sir. That's my boy. I think that he could actually have. I mean, kickers. It's pretty all pretty arbitrary, but I think he'd have a good year with that high-powered Dallas offense.
If Dallas's offense goes even remotely according to plan.
Yeah. I mean, you would hope.
I hope Dallas's offense pops off because I think they'd be very fun to watch. However, who knows?
Yeah, that does make me nervous. But here's to hoping. How does Matt Prater? Matt Prater is
the dude's like 30. He's like 30.
He kicks a lot of field goals, I guess. Ooh, I like his hair looks nice.
It looks kind of like yours.
I mean, yeah, at least what it did.
Yeah, when you bleached it, yeah.
Yeah. But I've been growing out my hair though. And now all the ladies don't know how to act, bro. Like that's for real. Like you grow out your hair, you start getting curls, and the ladies are all over you. That's the danger.
See, my thing is I won't ever get curls. Mine's just straight.
It's just straight. Yeah, which is I think, but your hair looks nice though. That's the thing.
That is true. I do have pretty hair.
You have very pretty hair. So you don't even need to do all that. My curls, I gotta look unique because I'm not pretty. I'm just unique. So I gotta look a little bit different. So then people will be like, oh, what is that? Like it's like something interesting to look at.
You're quirky.
That's how I reel them in. I go, just like that. I mean,
see, I'm just a pretty face. That's all I've got going for me. Pretty face and pretty hair.
You are a pretty face. I wouldn't say you're just a pretty face. You're very charismatic.
Oh, thank you.
I really think so. That's, I'm in love with you, so it makes sense. But
back to fantasy football.
Back to fantasy football. Laviska Shenault just went off the board. So did Pat's D.
I think Laviska Shenault is a very interesting pick.
There goes line. I think he is too. I saw that tweet you sent us earlier that somebody was comparing him to Andre Johnson.
Yeah, it's actually the Jaguars receiver coach, Keenan McCardle.
I mean, I trust him. I don't know, I'm not there, but I guess maybe he could be just saying that just because,
that's his team.
But who knows? Maybe Bella just took a flyer on T. Higgins.
Interesting.
I mean, what is he's the wide
Untitled.
receiver 2 there? Oh no, he's the wide receiver 3. 3, 3, 3.
I think
It's
he might end up being the wide receiver 2, though. I think him and
is
Burrow
it
are going to have a
Josh?
weird connection. Well, no, it's Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. Oh yeah,
Drew Lock
that's
flyer.
yeah, I agree. And then you go kicker, right?
Yep, then I go grab a kicker.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Let's scroll up and let me look at the top of your. Oh no, actually, you're at the top of your team.
Yeah, right here. It's my full team.
Wilson, Jacobs. I like Jacobs and Bell. I'm a guy who thinks that if you have two solid but not like top tier running backs, I think that's fine.
I think they're both very solid starters and will each hopefully put up 15 points a game for me.
I wanted somebody else over Keenan Allen, but I think Keenan Allen's not a bad pick for wide receiver 2, especially when you got Chark right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
D-Hop, I love it. Broncos D is a good D pick, and I think your bench has something. I mean it's a bench, but
it's very much it's a typical 12-team bench that we're looking at right now.
It's you're not like putting your full faith in anybody on your bench, but
by no means. I have no faith in anybody on my bench except Tariq Cohen.
But yeah, my boy, love you, Tariq. But yeah, I think it's a good looking team. I feel good about it, honestly. I think we've drafted something that could be a winning team. You got to play free agency well, as always. That's
So that's what I struggle with the most, is playing free agency well on, like, especially in a 12 team.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's dry, bro. Like
it's dry, and the thing is, like, the minute you see someone there, you're never picking close enough to waiver spot 1 to get the guy.
You just gotta hit him early. That's what it's all about.
So you guys sense the trends soon.
Who's the kicker pick here? I guess BPA on kicker. Oh, man, whoever that's gonna be, I don't even know. Probably Matt Gay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
It depends on who.
Zane Gonzalez in the Arizona offense.
There he is. Right there, Zane Gonzalez.
Everyone's autoing kickers.
There you go.
Well, that's it. Well, we'll do a quick rundown of the team real quick. At QB, we got Russell Wilson.
I like that. I think
Josh Jacobs, Le'Veon Bell as the backs.
Yep.
D-Hop, Keenan Allen as my 2 receivers. Gronk as the tight end. Chark as the flex. Broncos defense. Zane Gonzalez as my kicker. Then my bench is Tariq Cohen, Jameson Crowder, Emmanuel Sanders, Adrian Peterson, the man that will not die, Noah Fant, Darrington Evans, and Drew Lock.
Yep, I like the tier two quarterback. I think that's a good pick in this year. Like, you don't need Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. I think tier 2 is the place to go. Like I said, I think 2 solid but not amazing backs is perfect. Love the receivers. I like some strength at tight end, but I think Rob Gronkowski is going to be a reception whore this year. I think it's going to be really good. Chark at the flex is great. Broncos D, yes. And the bench is a bench. Like I said, I mean, nothing special about it, but I think that some standouts with Crowder, and Noah Fant, I think could all be something special off the bench. So
I think Gronk's going to be solid this year, like, since he took the year off.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be solid this year.
Really good. Yeah. Love that. Love talking to you, bud. I've had to actually pee for 30 minutes. I'll tell you that.
Well, that note, yeah.
and I'm going to share that on the podcast. So that's for everybody here. Love talking to you. I'm sure we'll be back sooner rather than later for the cast. Going to continue to hopefully put these out more often than not. Shout outs to where we're going to be hosted on ISN Podcast Network with Brian Lamb now. Hopefully we'll probably have some like little ad reads and music coming up once I edit it this week. So that's pretty cool.
We got some cool stuff coming up for y'all.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
Tell your friends, tell your family, hype us up.
Yes, sir. This has been The Backups, a football podcast. Thank you for listening.